Yes, you have to tell your story about your grandfather.
Should we do that now?
Yeah.
All right. So here's my story. So if you see on my tattoo, I gotta put the gun up.
Muscle.
It's a little baby muscle, but it's my BB guns. There is not muscle.
There's muscle there.
I'm doing there's a wing, you know, like the pilot wings on my arm, and there's a bunch of clouds and B-17s.
Oh, I see.
See, those are all B-17s.
Oh, wow.
Because that's the main plane he flew. He was a pilot in World War II.
You flew missions?
No. He was like one of the best pilots out there because he was actually flying airplanes before he was driving. He came from a farm in Massachusetts, so they needed a crop duster. So he was driving since he was, you know, probably could reach the pedals, but he legally got his pilot license before he could legally get his driver's license.
Wow.
So he was flying since he was walking, and well, maybe not since he's walking, but so when he joined the military, he was like ranked as, you know, like top 10 percentile in, you know, in the whole country. So they kept him here and trained him on B-17s and B-29s to be an instructor. So he was here as an instructor. This story is not really about that story, but I'm just giving you a little background of him. So what the story is about is actually Greyhound buses. I'm sorry, trains, like big freight trains. So there was this is the story. There was a big, huge freight train, right? And the train driver's driving in the mountains, somewhere in Arizona or somewhere where there's like mountain ranges and stuff. I forget exactly where it was. But this train driver is driving at night around, you know, just driving through the mountains and everything, and chugga, 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 you know, big, you know, like miles long, you know, like real big ones. So he's coming around this mountain range, and he sees way in the distance, and he knows where the tracks are. He sees a light coming towards him, you know, just as low as his headlight, and it's just like roaring down, you know, coming, you know, you can see miles away, but, you know, he sees this thing, so he jams on the brakes because he thinks there's another train on the one track, because it's a single track road. So this guy locks up the brakes, and, you know, it had to, you know, they skid for like, you know, probably a mile to actually stop. And then, you know, this train's still coming. It's chugging. The brakes, you know, sparks are flying out. You could see sparks flying out the side of the train because it's metal on metal, you know. So at the last second, right before he thinks, because this train is like, there's no brakes on it, it's just roaring towards him. So at the last second, the airplane flies right above the train, and then just flies off into the distance. So the story is that plane was my grandfather. What he used to do, he would come around really low in mountain ranges. Like he would, you know, you could see a train flying in the desert. So he would go around the other side of the mountain and fly really low, turn off all the lights except for a landing light right in the middle, and he would come down and like meet trains and then fly up. He said the last time he did it, because he felt really bad because it was one of the big trains. Well, this guy locked up the brakes, and it was so much damage that the train was there for months because they had to fix the tracks, take off all the wheels. Because when you metal on metal on you know, a mile-long freight train, they're fusing together. Wow. So that's my story for Story Slam. My grandfather was a crazy individual.
Cornell
Schultz, that's his name. So that's going to be Story Slam. We're going to tell stories like that. I have 1,000,001 stories, so I will be the host. So I'll be telling a story every time. I won't be competing.
With the most.
The host is with the mostest. It was a fun story. I got a lot of crazy stories with him.